Hey guys, Chris from Stoked for Travel here. Today I want to talk to you about one of my new favourite travel gadgets, the DJI Osmo Pocket. For me, the two things I take into massive consideration when buying new travel tech is weight and size. I travel pretty much hand luggage only, apart from the surfboard of course. But all my camera gear is in my hand luggage. I've swapped my Mavic Pro for my Mavic Air because it was just so much more portable. I haven't carried around a digital SLR for years. In fact, most of the shots you'll find on my website and social media are shot on either my GoPro Hero 7 Black, my Mavic Air drone, or even my iPhone X. Now what I have been lugging around for the last couple of years was the DJI Osmo. But then DJI announced the new predecessor, not predecessor, the new, yeah, what is it, predecessor? I don't know. The new little brother of the Osmo, which is the Osmo Pocket. Now let's just take a couple of seconds to appreciate how small this thing really is. Look at it. There's my hand, there's that thing. That's absolutely nuts. It weighs only 116 grams. So that's crazy small in comparison to the old Osmo. I spent the last 3 months traveling around South Africa and Mozambique with it, and it has been incredible to shoot with. It does 4K at 60 frames a second. It does 120 frames a second at 1080p. So it's so versatile, but it just packs a lot of punch. And the size for me is just, I mean, the size alone is the only reason you really need to even be looking at this, to be honest. The fact that it fits in your pocket, it's so discreet. You can pull it out on markets and no one bats an eyelid. You can just be moving around in the background and be really subtle about your filming. You're not pulling out these big cameras, you know, your big zoom lenses, your full rigs. You're being really discreet, but still shooting 4K, getting amazing quality. The 3-axis gimbal is just so smooth. I mean, yeah, you do need to adjust yourself and, you know, you're walking around a bit like a crab and things like that. But you get used to it, and the results are amazing. I mean, I'm gonna overlay some of the shots I've got some from South Africa here at the moment. Like, I took it hiking up to the top of Table Mountain. Like, I wouldn't want to lug a full camera set up to the top of Table Mountain. It's a grueling 2-hour hike, and I did it in like 30 degrees. It was testing. But yeah, I've done there. I've done, you know, we've been around Mozambique in a 4x4, and it's been super steady. But yeah, it's just been an incredible camera to shoot with. You know, penguins. Everything, like, you know, if you put a big camera in front of an animal, they're usually looking at you like, what the hell's going on? This thing, the penguins are all up in my face. I loved it. So yeah, it's just allowed me to capture those amazing moments on the road where you just, you know, you don't necessarily have the time to pull out all your kit, or you're not in a situation where you want all your kit, like, you know, just hanging around with the people on the tour I was filming. So like, you know, we're there having some beers and I'm just like, boom, there we go. Get my bit of footage, boom, it's in the video. Like, it's just an amazing piece of travel kit, and the size is just amazing. The speed of it's pretty good as well. So you want to turn it on. There's only 2 buttons on the front of this thing. So you hit this one, it does the little spinny gimbal axis thing, and you're ready to shoot. As you may notice from that, there is an LCD panel on the front, which you can use to record. It does crop it a little bit, you don't see the whole image, but it does give you an idea of what you're shooting. Personally for me though, I do pretty much entirely shoot with it attached to my phone. There's a cool little DJI Mimo app that you download for your iPhone or Android, and then you just plug it in. So you plug it into the side of your phone through the port in the box, and then the app just boots up. Hang on, I'm going to show you how quick that is. So look, plugging it in, that's me filming, and boom, we are ready to go. And as you might notice under here, you do have access to all the manual controls as well. So if you're, you know, you're a bit more clued in on your video, you can have access to your ISO, your shutter speeds, your white balance, and you can even shoot D-Log. Hang on, I'm just gonna put this down so I can carry on talking and swipe back to my preview. So it does give you that bit of extra control, which is also something to consider. For the everyday user, auto mode, this is absolutely fine. You know, you could give it to anyone, they could figure out how to use that, no worries. And because it's got the app, which has got loads of inbuilt things like templates for making your own little videos, it's really user friendly. But if, like me, you want a bit more control, you do have access to those shutter speeds, the ISO, the white balance. You can shoot in D-Log if you want to do color grading. It's just got a lot packed into it, to be honest, like surprisingly so. And every software update that DJI have announced for this thing since it's been released have just added those little extra touches that make it even more and more useful. For me, it's a no-brainer investment. Like, I speak to my travel blogging buddies. I'm like, guys, you've got to get the DJI Osmo. It's just so much fun to play with. The footage is incredible. The size, you are making some sacrifices. I'm not gonna lie about that. You don't have so much control over kind of depth of field as you would do with an SLR or a mirrorless camera, but I feel like everything else outweighs the cons, and it just makes it super handy. I have got some accessories for it as well, which have made it even better. Polar Pro, I've got some ND filters, which is super nice. They're a bit fiddly to get out with. Super small, and the great thing about this, there's no screwing on. It's boom, magnetic, done, ready to shoot. You can fit through, you can flick through and make sure you got the right filter on super quickly. So like, there's some great accessories out there. But the best thing I've got for it is this PGY Tech handle. I even bought a mini little tripod to put on it as well. Basically, this doubles up twofold. You can put your Osmo in there, and then your smartphone in here, and then it just gives you that little bit more control, a little bit more stability to kind of do your nice smooth pans. It's got the cold shoe mount on the top as well, so you can add on lights, you can add on an external mic as well. Which, if you're wanting to look the part, like if I'm doing some stuff for clients, boom, load this whole thing up. It looks pretty cool, and it looks a bit more like you know what you're doing. I mean, you always get those weird looks. People are paying you to make films, and then you turn up with this. I mean, don't knock it. It does the job, but it just doesn't look as professional as, say, an SLR. And, if people are paying you, people want to, feel like you're doing a good job. So yeah, rig it up with this, boom, good to go. Vloggers out there, this is a pretty cool little camera for that as well, I'm not gonna lie. You can turn it on. It's gonna be shooting forwards when it turns on. Look at that, ready to go. Tap this one. No. Tap it 3 times, it flips around. Look at that. So now, if I show you, there you go. I'm actually filming this on my Hero 7 because I'm waiting for my other cameras to turn up. But yeah, you can film yourself, you can have yourself in view, and you can see how you're framing things. You want to turn it back, 3 taps again, and look at that, it's turned around. Sweet, all good to go. So where were we, guys? Sorry, I'm in Bali at the moment in my guest house, and the cleaners just came up to do my room and totally interrupted the end of my shoot. So anyway, yeah, conclusion. Woo! Yeah, let's get to the end of it. Yes, absolutely love the Osmo Pocket. It's so much fun to shoot with. It's so small and compact. It delivers the results. If you are going traveling, yeah, chuck it in your kit bag. For serious videographers, it's great little kind of backup camera. And for the everyday user, it's just going to produce incredible travel videos. It's so easy to use, and the footage is great. Price-wise, £329, so it's not the biggest investment you're ever going to make either. So it's great value for money. If you are in America, it's priced the same in dollars as well, 329 US dollars. So if you're over there or heading that way, make some saving. Great. Great value, great size, another awesome product from DJI. No, this is not an ad, I'm just a huge fan. So yeah, chuck it in your kit bag, take it on your next adventure, enjoy. Right, that's the end of it, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed my review. I hope it was giving you a bit more info on what the DJI Osmo is about, a few examples of what it can capture. If you do have any questions, just whack them in the comments. Happy to answer them. And yeah, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Yay, YouTube. And yeah, see you next week.